You know what a good mother does when she catches her daughter sneaking candy? She makes that little girl eat the entire pack till she gets so sick that she never wants to eat another piece again.
You want me to smoke the whole pack?
Eat it.
So I'm going to be talking about the movie Twisted Sisters, which is also known as Dark Pledge, but I saw it as Sorority Nightmare. Now when I saw the movie Sorority Nightmare, I thought it was going to be a horror. I was wrong. This isn't a horror. But I watched it anyway, so I thought, what the hell, I will do a review. But no, this isn't really the sort of film that I would generally review. So basically this follows a character called Sarah, who, after the death of her sister, which she caused, I have to say, she basically ends up being kind of a little bit withdrawn. But she goes to college, and because her mother was in this sorority group, she ends up joining them. And of course, it all seems, you know, fun and games first of all, and it all seems like strong, powerful women and all of that. But really, they're kind of very much a kind of mean girls, that sort of thing, and kind of just want to be kind of manipulative and kind of end up kind of being quite cutthroat in trying to kind of get their own ways. And basically this of course changes Sarah and makes her a bit of a bitch until she decides to obviously amend her ways, shall we say. So that's basically the movie. The actual plot is so kind of generic, you can kind of guess what's going to happen. But I have to say, even though this wasn't my sort of film, I do appreciate that it was still a fairly entertaining film, even though I think the plot is actually cliche as hell. I think what really makes this is the performances by, I would say, the main two girls. First of all, Sarah McCormick, who plays Sarah. We initially see her as this kind of like rebellious teen, and then she kind of goes into this kind of self-doubt mode when she first joined the sorority, and as she goes there, her confidence starts to build up again. So that she has quite a good arc, and she comes across quite well because of that. And also Cassidy Gifford, who plays Daisy, who is the kind of the head of this sorority. She just comes across as a massive bitch by design, obviously, but she does it well, so that's quite good. Now, the weird thing about me being from the UK is we don't really have fraternities and sororities in the UK, although I'm sure one day we will, because we seem to copy everything else from America. But there you go. So it's a kind of almost a somewhat foreign concept to a certain degree. I know we've seen it in films and stuff all the time, but people kind of just really getting so far into this seems a little weird for a Brit, to be honest with you. But obviously I'm aware of a variety of kind of these type of movies, so it's not completely foreign. But I think if you're outside of the US, this kind of all seems a little bit cheesy. But the main issue I have with this one is, like I said, the beats of the actual plot of the actual movie itself fall into very, very kind of cliche. I mean, you just know 10 minutes ahead of time what's going to exactly happen, and you know, it's such a kind of like made for TV film, such a generic kind of plotting for this film. So that is a bit of a negative, and it just has a little bit of a kind of somewhat of a cheap feel to it. It definitely feels like a kind of a TV production here. But I think it's still quite an entertaining film. It's probably one you'd probably watch, and like I said, I thought it was going to be a horror film because it's called Sorority Nightmare, so I thought it was going to be some kind of slasher film or something to be said for reading the description of a movie before you watch it. But there you go. Anyway, but still, I think if you're a fan of things like Mean Girls and stuff like that, although I don't think it has that kind of that sort of originality to it and the kind of the classicness of those sort of films by any means, it's still a kind of a comparable film. And if you like those sort of films, I feel you'd probably like this one. And I think the main strengths of it are, I feel the acting is quite strong between the kind of the young people, where, like I said, the actual dialogue and stuff is kind of cliched and stuff, but the acting, I felt, does come across as somewhat genuine, and therefore it kind of carries the film to a respectable 6 out of 10. Anyway, if you've seen it, what did you think of it? Leave me a comment and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.